Got it. All right. And last but not least, let's see. Hold on, y'all. Got it. Okay, wait, hold on. Now I'm hearing myself. Quiet. Here we go. All right. Now let me get Otter in here because Otter is going to help me take notes. There we go. Hop over here. Get Otter set up. Otter. Boom. Come and join me, Otter. There it is. Add Otter. There we go. Boom. Add. All right. And last but not least, okay, here we go. I am now officially live. Oh, and I'm a little bit late. Okay. Am I on? Okay. So you guys, I'm really sorry for being late. I thought I was going to be on time. And why on earth does this go so close? Here we go. All right, hold on. Wait, you may lie down. I think I'm good. All right, my head is still cut off though. Why? How far away do I need to be? I can't even reach you anymore. Okay, so hi everybody. Hi, it's Crystalline, and I am really happy that you are here with me today. Let me actually pull up my notes so that I can stay on track. So we are going to be talking today about the 4 essential mindset qualities that you must have to be successful as a spiritual life coach. Now, okay, my name is Crystalline Bell, and I am the Badass Butterfly Spiritual Life Coach. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for joining me today. Now, if you're watching live, please comment live. And if you're watching the replay, comment actually hashtag live or hashtag replay. Also, it's super helpful if you give the video a thumbs up or you give me some kind of reaction. Okay, that helps me out a lot. And honestly, any positive feedback that you can offer and leaving your questions and comments will also be super helpful. And just thank you so much for that. Now, for today's live stream, I want to talk to you, as I said, about the 4 essential qualities you must have in order to succeed as a badass butterfly spiritual life coach. And this is really important because if you are an aspiring spiritual life coach or an aspiring spiritual healer, and you are currently working on a 9-to-5 job for someone else, then you have to understand that you cannot just quit your job and become a coach and go on supporting yourself. The road to becoming a successful spiritual healer and a successful spiritual life coach is really exciting. It's fun. It's stimulating. It's the best thing that I have ever done. I'm so glad that I did it. But there are a lot of challenges, and you don't have to do this the hard way. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to be frustrated, broke, or scared. Okay, you can do this in a way that is actually supportive of you and makes you feel empowered every step of the way. All right. And unfortunately, a lot of spiritual women, being very connected to the divine feminine, they feel like spirit is always going to take care of them, which it will. Spirit will always take care of you, but struggling is up to you. And spirit is going to support you where your mindset is. And this is really important to understand, because where your mindset is going to be the thing that determines your outcomes and determines, sorry guys, I'm a little bit distracted because my head is cut off. Like I almost don't have any, I'm almost missing my eyebrows. Is that better? Yes, that is better actually. All I needed to do was raise the camera. Okay, sorry y'all. My point is that spirit is always going to support you. Spirit is always going to guide you. It's always going to lead you. However, you have got to be an adult. You have got to show up with wisdom and with smarts, okay? Now, we all know that part of living in the three-dimensional world, part of it means that you have to be financially responsible, which is the reason why we can't just quit our job. We have to make sure that we can sustain our life and even continue building our life as we are moving from working a 9-to-5 job to working for ourselves and being fully supported. Okay, this is important. Being fully supported by the universe, but also being a co-creator with the universe. I remember being homeless and still recognizing that I was fully supported by the universe. I remember looking at a beggar and thinking, wow, I wish I mean, this is going to be my next step. You know, I had no place to go. I had not a dime. I had tapped out all my resources. And I remember looking at someone who had money in a cup and thinking, wow, how did you manifest, you know, that money in the cup? And through all of that, having, you know, just, you know, literally the only thing I could afford to eat, the only thing I could afford to buy, or the only thing I had to eat was some ginger that was not ginger and some oil in the cabinet, and, you know, trying to fry those up and, you know, knowing that I was getting evicted the very next day. You know, it's a really, like, you can struggle and still be supported. And my goal is for you to not struggle, but to be wise and to understand that spirit supports you through the divine feminine. You are fully supported, but also to understand that you have a responsibility also to the divine masculine. You cannot be one-dimensional in this world and expect to be like, oh, I'm only spiritual. I don't do anything material. I'm not preoccupied with the material. No, you have to occupy yourself with both the spiritual and the material, the feminine and the masculine. Okay. Now, you've heard me talking about that, so I'm not going to just go on about that today. All right. I'm going to, I can't help but remind you of this, because too often I see you all not addressing this issue. And so that's why I am bringing it up to you and reminding you of this important responsibility. Okay. Now, so this month in the League of Badass Butterflies, that's my Facebook group, all this month, I'm going to be talking to you about some of the ways that you can leave your 9-to-5 job very gracefully and transition into your own business without having to have a break in your income. All right. So when I built my wellness center, okay, I had a wellness studio in Long Beach, California. I had 20 employees working for me. And before that wellness center was up and running, I was working a full-time job, 50 hours plus per week in a dental office, doing dental office management. I was there sometimes 5 or 6 days out of the week, and I was determined to leave that job and move into my studio. I let my employers know what I was doing when the time was right, because that's also a part of the strategy, to let people, you got to let your old boss know that you're leaving, but you don't have to let them know exactly how you're doing it. You got to let them know in the most respectful amount of time. But it was important for me to make sure that I was able to have someone trained who could take my place, so that I left that job with integrity. I wanted integrity when I went into my new business, and the integrity I had very much showed, because when I opened my wellness studio, I left that full-time job that was paying me about, I left that job, it was paying me about $2,000 a month. Okay, I was working 50 hours a week, and I was only earning about $2,000 a month. And when I went into my wellness studio, within the first 2 months, my income was up to $10,000 per month. Okay, $10,000 per month. That was a really big jump. Okay, but it was also because, and this is the secret that I want to share with you all today, the reason I had that success was because of these 4 essential qualities that I am going to be sharing with you. All right. Now, so if you are watching this and you are not in the League of Badass Butterflies, come into the league and join me there, because we're going to be talking about this very important thing all this month. I want you to be on board. And by the way, I go live every Tuesday at this time in the group. So yeah, this is a great opportunity to learn and to connect. By the way, let me check and see who's watching live. I see that we have Rebecca here. Hey, Rebecca, thank you. And Anola, I'm so glad that you've come to join us again today. Thank you. And Chrisette is here. Hi, beautiful. It's nice to see you as well. Thank you so much. And I should check on YouTube just in case. I'm not accustomed to going live on YouTube. However, I'm trying it out. And it seems like we are working it out, and it is working well. So, hey, I just learned how to leverage my time and my bandwidth. Wow. So let me get back into the talk for today. I want to make sure that I cover everything that is important for us. Okay. Oh, also make sure that if you want the worksheet for today, the cheat sheet for today, in the comments, you leave the word mindset. Okay, that's the secret word. We are going to DM you the mindset. We're going to DM you the cheat sheet. All right. So before we get into what those 4 qualities are, I need you to get on board with what I think is really important to be a thriving spiritual life coach. Okay. My company is called Badass Butterfly. And this idea of the Badass Butterfly is really important. I train you to become a badass butterfly spiritual life coach. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's important to understand that human beings in their mindset, in their mind, is like a caterpillar and a butterfly. Within all of us human beings is our greatest potential. And within that greatest potential, within this lifetime, is the opportunity to evolve into our greatest self, to leave our caterpillar human old mind, the old wounding, the old habits, the old ways of being that are outdated and no longer serving us, to leave all of that behind and to completely transform ourselves into this badass butterfly. All right. Now, why is this important? Well, as a spiritual life coach, whether you are getting trained by me or whether you're getting trained by anyone else, your job is to help your clients transform from that old mindset into a completely new being with a new perspective, beautiful wings, and a new way of living their life. If you cannot provide your clients with that, then you are doing them a disservice and you are doing yourself a disservice, okay? People are here to become their greatest potential. And if you are in service to the divine, your job is to facilitate that, right? And the work of a coach is not to help someone grow or to be lateral in their living, right? People don't pay you thousands of dollars to help you do this. They pay you thousands of dollars to help you do this, to go from down here to up here, okay? This is really important to understand, because if you are going to go into business for yourself, you have to know that you are going to be successful. And you will not be successful if you are just keeping people or letting people just be exactly where they are, making them feel better a little bit. Okay, yeah, I feel good today, but 1 week later, I'm back to doing my old habits. I'm back to thinking the same old thoughts. I'm back to doing things the way that I used to do them, and I'm back to having the same old outcomes. I'm back to having the same outcomes in my relationships. I'm still making the same amount of money. I'm still having the same hardships and the same struggles, right? If your client is still having that kind of an experience, then I'm sorry, you are not doing your job. And for me, I would like to help you. I would like to help you break that cycle and move into a more magnificent expression of you as a spiritual healer and life coach, thus enabling your clients to become more magnificent in their expressions as well. Now, before we even get to that though, you are working on your job. You're not even doing this. I'm talking to you. You are a brand new spiritual life coach, or you are just you're just stepping into this work. All right. This is where you're going to be going. So let's step back and talk about those 4 essential qualities that you must have. You must embody them before you can leave your 9-to-5 job and even really seriously consider becoming a life coach. And actually, I realized I just said that wrong. Let me get this timeline right in my own mind. Right now, you are working on your 9-to-5, and you have a desire to be a spiritual life coach, and you desire to be successful. You want to leave your 9-to-5 job eventually so that you can work full-time for yourself. And You want to, when you're working for yourself, you want to be earning at least the same amount of money that you're working on your 9-to-5 job. Okay. I want to let you know that that is 100% possible, and it is highly probable if you are willing to embody these 4 essential qualities, and then, of course, to do all the work you need to do in order to build your business and move yourself forward. All right, so I'm going to check in and see if there are any questions or any comments about anything that we're talking about. Feel free to type in questions and comments along the way. I've got on YouTube, I've got Soul. I want to say Soul, okay? I know you help women with becoming coaches, but you've helped me a lot, and I'm grateful for you. Oh my God, that's so nice. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much, Soul. What a lovely message. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, that's really nice. I would love to know, because see, I don't know who you are, but I'd love to know how I've helped you. That would just, I mean, that's just a really nice thing to say. Thank you. And I mean, I am curious because, you know, as a spiritual life coach, and especially for me, I do a lot of different things. I do tarot readings, and I do coaching, of course. I do astrology stuff. I do a lot of writing. I do classes, workshops. So I'd love to know how I've helped you, Soul. Thank you so much, though, for your lovely comment. Okay, so yeah, it's pronounced Soul. Thank you, appreciate it. So if you feel like it, darling, please let me know how I've helped you. I'd love just to know, out of just sheer curiosity and heart connection, okay? So those 4 qualities, in the meantime, let's talk about those 4 qualities. So the first quality, and actually, let me tell you what those 4 qualities are. I'm going to give you an overview, and then we're going to go back and talk very quickly about what they are. That you're going to know what they are, and you're going to understand them right away. These are not complicated, but they are essential. So they are a self-reliant mindset, a self-efficacy mindset, a growth mindset, and a fearless mindset, okay? So these are all attitudes of the mind that you must embody if you're gonna move from being a 9-to-5 employee into the world of entrepreneurship, spiritual entrepreneurship, which is the basis of being a spiritual life coach. If you're going to be a spiritual life coach, you have to have a business, okay? So let's tuck into the first essential quality, which is the quality of self-reliance. Now, last week in the League of Badass Butterflies, we talked about relying on your higher self, right? Having higher self-reliance. Well, this is exactly what I am talking about. Your higher self is your key connection to everything. It is the connection to, obviously, source, but it's also the connection to the abundance in the world around you. So you have to have a real, living, active relationship with your higher self as you move from your 9-to-5 job into your spiritual life coaching business. Now, right now, you're probably thinking, Crystalline, I got that. I'm super reliant on my higher self. I talk to her every day. I meditate. I do yoga. I do veganism. I'm totally connected. That is really good. Bravo, give yourself 10 points on that, because this is really the most important thing you need. Now, here's where I need you all to make this real and to take it to the next level. Your higher self-reliance rolls into the next quality of mind, which is about self-efficacy. Self-efficacy basically means it is your belief in yourself, your belief that you can do it. Now, just to give you a little example of why this did not work for me before, like I thought I was super connected, and well, I am. I was very connected to my higher self, and I loved my higher self. I loved God, and there was no doubt in my mind about the power of my higher self and the power of God. But there was doubt galore in my own self-efficacy. So I would get presented with opportunities and I would shrink. So higher self would bring me opportunities and I would be like, oh, but I can't do that. I'm afraid of that. Okay. So do you see that there's a problem between like, oh yes, I have faith in my higher self, but I don't have faith in myself, or I am afraid, or I'm being held back by doubt. I'm held back by a lack of trust in the universe. I don't know if I can do this. You know, those things don't go well for me. All of this trauma from my past, all these things that don't go right for me, all my circumstances. Do you see how there's a fragment? Okay, this is fractured energy. You can't say you're fully trusting in your higher self if you're doubting your ability and you're doubting the universe's support of you and your ideas. Okay, so that's really important, that the second quality is about understanding and developing an I can do it attitude, or what I call the self-efficacy mindset. All right. Now, the third quality that you must embody is the growth mindset. And this is really important because very often we can find ourselves having an attitude of, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know that. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So let's say that you have a decent job and you are working and earning $50,000 a year for your income. You must have an attitude in order to leave that 9-to-5 job and move into self-employment. You must have an attitude that says, I can learn everything I need to be able to bring in $50,000 or more. So if you are on your job and you're earning $100,000, you got a 9-to-5 job, you got a great job, it pays you $100,000, it pays you $150,000. Oh, the numbers get higher, you start getting a little nervous, like, okay, $150,000, like, can I do that? Or if you're earning $50,000 and you're like, wait, can I earn $150,000 as a spiritual life coach? Well, in order to get there, you must embody the mindset, the growth mindset, which is the mindset that says, I can learn it, the I can learn it attitude. So this is really important for people who have been working on a 9-to-5 job. You have to understand that the shift from 9-to-5 into entrepreneurship is all about learning. And it's not just about learning how to be a spiritual healer or how to be a spiritual life coach. It is about learning how to run your business. If you do not know how to run your business, then you will not have clients that are going to let you coach them. Business is what brings your clients to you. Yes, spirit will grant you and bring you some clients, but when you're actually thinking about sustaining yourself, sustaining your family, and thinking about the things you want to manifest for yourself. You want to manifest a beautiful home. You want to be able to buy your own home. You want to be able to take a vacation. You want to be able to buy organic food. You want to be able to buy decent clothing for yourself, get a massage, go on a yoga retreat, advance your education. All of that costs money. Okay. So in order for you to be able to do that for yourself through your own work, through your own business, you have to know how to run your own business. And you cannot leave it up to spirit like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and be woo-woo and spirit's going to bring me the business that I want. Okay. You have to combine the divine feminine, connection to spirit, connection to creativity. You have to combine that with the divine masculine, making plans, taking action, laying out your business, making a business plan, making a business structure, doing all the things, doing all the writing, creating your landing page, setting up your Facebook group, setting up your learning modules, taking all the ideas that spirit gives you, doing all the writing that you need to do, creating your spiritual philosophy, writing out your blog, writing your ebooks, creating your meditations, doing all of these wonderful, fun things, okay? That's the union of the masculine and the feminine. And if you don't know how to do that, you have to learn it, okay? Very important to understand before you just quit your job and think, oh yeah, I'm going to be a spiritual life coach and spirit is going to take care of all this for me, all right? And the last attitude or mindset, this essential mindset that you must embody before you leave your 9-to-5 job is what I call the fearless mindset. All right, it's the fearless mindset. And what I mean by that, I don't mean like you should never have any fear. Fear is natural, and fear can show you things. It can show you things about yourself. It can help you understand your relationship with the world, okay, with a person, all right? So fear is not a problem, but when fear rules you and stops you from doing the things you need to do, like if fear is making you procrastinate, if fear is making you do escapist behaviors, if fear is making you run away from the hard things that you need to do in order to be successful, then you cannot be letting fear rule you, okay? So this fourth mindset is about having an I can do hard things attitude. I can do hard things. This is really important, my friends, because this attitude is going to be the thing that gives you discipline, tenacity, resilience, and grit. These are the things that are going to help you commit. And if you dig in and you become the woman who does hard things, then you will be the woman who succeeds. You will be the woman who thrives. And we know that some of those hard things are hard. Like sometimes, if you're marathon training and you've got a 1 mile climb up a hill, that's a hard thing. But we also know that some of the hard things we do is just settling down to follow through with our intentions for the day. The intentions might be to, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to eat the right food, I'm not going to eat extra sugar, I'm not going to drink too much coffee, or I'm only going to have 1 cup of coffee, I'm going to go to bed on time, right? I'm going to do whatever it is I need to do, whatever I promised myself. Sometimes just keeping your promises to yourself is one of the hardest things that you can do, okay? Now, if you are interested in becoming a spiritual life coach and you are currently working on a job, or you want to really make a strategy to leave your 9-to-5 job, I want you to book in a strategy call with me today. Okay, I want Rebecca, can you drop the link for the strategy call so that, hey, Laura, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad that you could join us. Will you please drop that link? And I'm going to put it on YouTube here just in case Soul decides, like just in case I inspired Soul. Soul was like, oh my God, I want to become a life coach. I didn't want to become a life coach until I saw this live stream with Crystal Lynn. So I'm putting this link here for you just in case, okay? And anyone else who's watching here on YouTube. And by the way, how about giving this video a thumbs up? And if you're on Facebook, giving us a reaction, a little like, a little heart. I love hearts. Thanks also for commenting worksheet if you want that worksheet, okay? All right, so I hope that the information that I gave you today about the mindset is really, I hope that it resonates for you and makes sense, because it was the most important thing that made my business thrive when I first started out, when I first opened that wellness studio and I was working this full-time job. It was quite an experience, because I was literally working on this full-time job in the dental office, 50 hours a week. I would get up in the morning, every morning at 4 a.m. and I would just open up my computer. You know, I would do my meditation, but my meditation was getting shorter and shorter, because what I felt was that spirit and I were really connected, and I would wake up, turn on my computer and start writing out my philosophy, and I could feel spirit delivering me exactly how I needed to set up my studio. It was actually beautiful. I remember, you know, people were saying you can't set up a massage studio in Long Beach, you know, because of all the prostitution laws, and it's a port city, and all these different challenges that people were throwing at me. Oh, and it was a recession and blah, blah, blah. We made the whole studio during our first year, made $250,000 just in our first year. And the whole time I was in my studio, you know how they say in business, you know, if you're starting a new business, particularly a brick and mortar business, your first 5 years, you should expect to not make money. Your business will operate in the red because of all the startup costs. I started that business with $15,000. I had zero debt. That $15,000 was my own savings. I put 100% of my savings into my business. And I was at the Small Business Development Center every single week during my first year. They laughed at the end of the year because my file was this thick with all my ideas and all the, you know, the forms that I had filled out and turned into them, because they have counselors that help. It's very different doing an online business. And what I've learned with the Small Business Development Center is that, you know, as a coach, we do things a little bit we're a little bit renegade. So it's better to use a mentor for that directly rather than a government mentor, because they just don't, they're a little bit too rigid, where you just don't need that kind of rigidity when you're starting out with this kind of work. You know, you're working from home and you're using your intuition as part of it, but you're also balancing that with the masculine, and just the business principles of coaching and starting this kind of business are very particular. So it's much better to work with a coach mentor who has done it before, rather than going through someone generic who's like, oh yeah, this is online business world. You'll find that they're talking about things that don't apply to you. Anyway, you all, I want to go ahead and wrap us up for today. All right, I want to thank you so much for joining me. We will be back here next Tuesday at the same time. And if you will please make sure that you you get that worksheet, all right, leave a comment and we will get it sent over to you. And yeah, book in a strategy call if you're ready to get started as a spiritual life coach. All right, this is Crystal Lynn signing off. Have a wonderful day, y'all. Bye for now. Bye.